we're going to be looking at Star Wars Battlefront 2005 classic maps with no people on them. Well, actually, there's 2 bots because that's the lowest I could get the population. Let's get into it. So on Coruscant, you can go to the outside on very few parts of the map, and you can see the night sky and the city lights, and there's ships whizzing by. It's actually a really cool outside area, very busy. But I just noticed this. When you stand on here, you can see the floor, which is just a flat texture of buildings. I don't know if that's supposed to be like the ceilings or they're just all laying down. So it's just this carpet of lights, which, I mean, it makes sense for the illusion, but when you really look at it, it's kind of trippy. What is that over there? Are those like mountains? It kind of looks like we're in the ice caps, like we're in Antarctica, and you can see like tiny buildings over there, which I guess they put for the illusion that there's stuff far away. I guess those are supposed to be buildings as well, but they really just look like glaciers. I played this game a lot as a kid, and anytime I spawned as a droid, I'm just running in. I'm just going in. So this is a completely new spot right here. This in the corner map on the edge, which I'm guessing takes you into the archive room. Yeah, right here. I never noticed that door. So the next map is Deoa, which I personally I couldn't really find anything worth of note besides it's just a really creepy map. I think they did an amazing job at giving the Deoa aesthetic. Like, this is a prehistoric world that has no civilization. Probably because the environment's too hazardous and it's just not worth it. That's just... Like, if you guys could hear that, what is that sound? That just sounds like a sound you hear before you get murdered. I really do like the fireflies. It kind of adds a more... It adds a little whimsy to this otherwise desolate planet. Alright, now we're talking. This is the best map in the game. To me, this is the Dust 2 of Star Wars Battlefront. You have to have Hoth. So you have all this openness, this vastness, this Arctic wasteland, and then you have another section of the map where battles can occur, which is inside here. Usually if one team has the hangar and another team has this outpost, there's going to be some fighting in these hallways. And these caves are so cool. You can hear the wind going through the caves, and you have these pipes that are leaking steam. I don't know why so many of them are leaking. Are they supposed to be leaking? I guess you could say this is liminal. Right here on Hoth is around where the AT-AT spawn, so they have this big open area and big distance to give them time to approach the main bases. It's one of those areas you can just walk pretty far and be pretty far away from any conflict whatsoever. The nearest outpost being right there. Look at all this land. Yeah, this is probably the best map to just hang out and chill in an area, and you don't have to fight at all. If you're a pacifist, this is a great map to avoid all the conflict, besides these dudes. Here we're at Kashyyyk, where even with only 2 bots, there's just constant bombardment going on. We're gonna hop in one of these, and I'll take you to the spot that I found that was pretty interesting. Alright, this is the spot. It's in the way back of the maps. It's where it's just blue and gray. We have the shallow water, the poorly textured grassy hills, and the abyss. It seems like a perfect place where you can just spend time to reflect. You have little fishes going around. The Fish do not react to blaster fire, which is a product of the time. We didn't have fish AI technology then, unfortunately. You can actually see the skybox is just kind of a dome, and it all converges at the very top. So like these clouds are just rotating around the map constantly. The same cloud. It's kind of like we're inside one of those star projectors that you put in your room. Another super popular map, Mos Eisley, with Cantina featured. The place I want to show involves this little arena area, which I was always fascinated with. I don't know why. I think it was because you have this pirate ship over here that you can get on top of and use the cannons, and I always thought that was really cool. I wish you could drive it around and just fight people. My favorite spot that I found the most interesting was actually the edge of the arena where you can see the entirety of the map. But for most of the map, it's really congested and you're on the ground, you're in these alleyways with buildings on either side of you. And from this point, you can just see it all. And you can kind of see how there's just no buildings behind the rendered ones, so it really gives you a sense that this is it. This is like a very small section and there's just nothing else. They didn't try to do what they did on Coruscant where they had the illusion of faraway buildings. They just, here are the buildings. And you got a neat little Star Destroyer, low texture, flying through the air. Very charming. And also this place, which, I don't know, this place is always very strange. You just sit up here and snipe people. Javs Palace. This map has a lot of interesting mechanics and a couple of places that I want to talk about. First off, we got the indestructible Jabba that has this animation he just recycles over and over where he eats this bug thing that respawns. And that's all he does. And he just sits here and enjoys everyone fighting each other and killing them, and you can't do anything about it. Maybe it's symbolism for the upper class ruling over the lowly peasants who fight the wars for the rich and how they feel impossible. Anyway, so this is the place I want to talk about, which is these... There's so many noises going on. These staircases. There's no railing whatsoever. And this... Can we consider this liminal? Wide these staircases are. So in a way, they feel safer because they are wide. And then they just refuse to put railing in. You also have these pig guys that show up. Oh. Now, I want to show you the creepiest part of this map that... Oh my god, dude. I hate that guy. Alright, presenting the creepiest part of this map, which is in this control point. Which is messed up that this is a control point. There's this robot that is constantly getting tortured. Which I guess how the torture device where it just compacts you and then stretches you out. And so you're never... The only rest you get is when it's transitioning from compact to stretching and you feel normal. I can't with this guy. Quick side rant, I always found the flamethrower a bit weird. Like, I guess it's a part of the blaster he's using, but I wish they made it so you didn't have to... It feels like you're drawing another gun out. And then when you fire, it's just frantically shaking the weapon. So anyways, yeah, this is messed up, and it's kind of weird how there's just this robot here that is... I swear to God. Like, the fact that they added in the screams and the creaking, it just all adds to this really dark tone. This guy being perpetually tortured at this command point. You can't even put him out of his misery.